Cupra continues to grow, and with the new Terama, they now have the largest current SUV on combustion engine basis in their lineup for the first time. I'll introduce it to you today. Following the Fomento and the electric Tawascan, this next exclusive Cupra model stands out, as it notably has no seat variant or counterpart. Yes, and at the same time, the Terramar is also set to replace the popular seat Tarraco. Whether he can do that is first reflected in the length, because with a length of 4.51 meters, he is exactly 6 centimeters longer than the current Fomento, yes, but at the same time 23 centimeters shorter than the Tarraco. And you can also feel that in the wheelbase, it's missing 10 centimeters there as well. We now have a wheelbase of 2.68 meters. This brings it precisely to the size and dimensions of the current VW Tigane, yet visually it's somehow packaged in a way that appears much, much sleeker. This is particularly noticeable in the distinctive new Cobra face of the short nose. At first glance, you might think, hey, it's the new Fomento, but you'd be mistaken because it's actually the Terama. What's new here? We now have LED headlights as a standard feature, and this version comes equipped with Matrix LED headlights. There's a really cool feature. It can not only dim the lights completely variably, but it can also project hints onto the road. This is now available for the first time exclusively at Terramar. The backlit Cupra logo here at the front of the shark nose, which we already know from the Tavascan, can now also be found here, just like the illuminated Cupra logo located at the rear. Based on the MQB Evo platform, you'll naturally find the classic engines here in the Terramar, which we are familiar with from the VW Group. The base engine here has 1.5 liters of displacement and 150 horsepower. Whether you really need that, I doubt it. Above that, it gets better. You get the 2-liter TSI with a power output of either 204 horsepower or 265 horsepower. Yes, and then the two plug-in hybrid variants. They have 150 kilowatts and 200 kilowatts, which means 272 horsepower. They're always paired with the new 1.5-liter engine. However, today we have opted for the classic combustion engine without including any electric frills. Our test vehicle is presented in graphene gray. Cupra provides a total of 9 exterior paint choices, which also includes 2 matte finish options. The standard base rim measures at 18 inches, but typically we have 19-inch wheels fitted on our vehicle. We've got the optional 20-inch rims equipped here. There are X different designs available, so you can truly pick and choose to your heart's content. What you can also choose is whether you want a large braking system. We now have the large Akebono system here with the 375 discs on board. Anyone who wants these, however, will have to dig deep into their wallet. The cost is €2,400. When compared to the Fomento, the Terramar seems to present itself as somewhat more suitable for families, I would say. But just like the new Leon and the Fomento, it has received the continuous light strip with the illuminated logo at the back here. The Cupra letters are, of course, an absolute must-have. What I do miss a bit, though, is having an exhaust tip on the right side and another on the left side on our top model. It's all just a facade, and honestly, I find it quite disappointing. The electric tailgate is undoubtedly part of the standard equipment that comes with our top model, which is the VZ. With the smaller 1.5, you have to order them with a different package. Ideally, meaning you don't have a double load floor and you don't have the Sennheiser sound system on board, a cargo space volume of 642 liters. Here, due to our floor, we clearly have significantly less now. If desired, one can also get an electrically swiveling tow bar. It comes with a surcharge of €975, and ideally similar to our model, it enables you to tow up to 2.5 tons due to the exceptional all-wheel drive system in place. The starting base price begins at €43,000 for the 150 horsepower TSI engine version. Our particular model, featuring a 2-liter turbo VZ, complete with all available full equipment and features, totals up to a cost of €63,295. Welcome to the interior. And yes, here in the Terramar, Cupra has once again truly left its unmistakable signature. And I find it remarkable that there are really only a handful of models, and yet you can see how the interior DNA comes through. I personally really like it, and I have to tell you, there's one point that I like 10 times better than with the Tavascan. An unmistakable hint at the Evo platform. This is the operating lever for gear selection. Turn forward, turn backward, park function. In the older vehicles, it's on the center console. On the Tavascan, it is practically concealed here by this central bar structure. Here at Terramar, I can charge my phone super easily using induction. It has a cooling feature. I can easily reach the cup holders, and I can perfectly place my key here. Just a much more practical solution. And with this styling here, with these little diamonds embedded, it still looks typically like Cupra. The steering wheel itself, as it is now, is standard, including the satellite buttons with the start-stop button and the button for selecting driving profiles. Yes, and they mostly avoid that glossy stuff. I like that. It looks better and it feels much better to touch because all those greasy fingerprints are just not there anymore. Equally up to date is the digital tachometer here, which has a width of 7,25 Zoll, and with the view button, you can quite effortlessly display your various speedometer designs and graphics. While Skoda and Volkswagen equip their models on the MQB Evo platform with up to 15-inch displays, here in the Terramar, Cupra sticks with the 12.9-inch model with the illuminated slider, but equipped with the current software version, which enables remarkably smooth and seamless control. The functions, the sub-menus, they have now been standardized across all Cupra models. You step from your Born into the Terramar, you move from the Terramar into the Formentum, and you have everywhere this same menu structure. It just makes it so much easier to navigate through here and just a lot more fun. And the driving experience is just, I find, much nicer, especially when the system runs so smoothly as this one. Entertainment is provided by the Sennheiser sound system, which is standard on board in our VZ. It comes equipped with 12 speakers and offers a music output of insgesamt 390 watts. In addition to the illuminated Cupra logos at the front and back, there's also a cool ambient lighting system that you can easily configure here via the home screen. It's nicely tucked in down here, cleverly integrated up here, extending across the dashboard and in the door panels on the right and left, featuring a subtle gradient effect. Looks truly very stylish indeed. The bucket seats are always standard, now offered in the premium version with high-quality leather in a rich burgundy color. Sustainability matters to Cupra, which is why the leather is carefully treated with organic and plant-based tanning agents for top quality. For those who don't want leather, there's of course a vegan interior option available. There are two different versions, one with a middle layer that is made up of 75% recycled PET plastic, which was fished from the ocean. And then there's also another seat design, where it is even 100% middle section made from old plastic waste. You'll definitely notice the difference on the back seat compared to the Tarraco. Those 10 centimeters less in wheelbase really do make themselves known. The driver's seat is adjusted for me, but I'm not really with my 1.68 m. Even the ideal dimensions have more than enough space available in this particular case here. The backrests of the seats adjust here, allowing you to tweak the angle slightly for some additional and practical storage space. And if that's not enough, the whole back seat can be moved 1/3 to 2/3 forward by 15 centimeters. However, it does start to get quite tight here. The 3-zone climate control ensures comfort, and the passengers in the back are delighted with the 2 USB-C ports. At the same time, I do miss having some cool things back here, like those convenient phone holders or similar handy features. We are richly rewarded here with a prominent and truly beautiful Cupra logo that graces the seats. Well, right from those very first few meters, you can immediately and truly sense it. You've got a powerful Cupra underneath you. Yes, but in contrast to the Formentor, I really must say it is indeed tuned to be a slightly more comfortable experience. I'm now genuinely in the most challenging mode here, the Cupra mode, and even then, surprisingly, I have to say it manages the road bumps in an incredibly smooth manner. It does not transmit any jolts to the interior or to the driver. Remarkably, it provides a beautiful balance of sportiness and comfort. The steering genuinely provides a great feel and exceptionally good feedback. I might, however, prefer it if it were just a touch firmer, a little bit more direct in some way or another. It's very soft. It features the progressive function, one turn to the right, one to the left. That makes it exceptionally comfortable and pretty sporty for me when navigating through the curves. I am able to easily navigate a wide circle here in my curve with just a few simple turns of the steering wheel. Yes, with our 4Motion all-wheel drive, we always have plenty of traction. There are absolutely no issues. The 265 horsepower, they're really good here. He definitely needs them too. To be honest, I don't even want to drive the 150 horsepower version. I don't think it would be fun for me because we really have a big vehicle. We have a heavy vehicle. I don't think you necessarily want to drive it with just a small 1.5 engine without the e-hybrid support. The sound that reaches me here in the interior mainly comes from the generator. When I exit the spook mode here and simply switch over to the performance mode, everything becomes noticeably, significantly more serene and calmer overall. Everything feels a bit softer there, with a much greater emphasis on comfort. The suspension becomes a bit softer when I'm driving in comfort mode here. Yes, that's because we are sitting in the Evo platform. Yes, and it's being used for the first time just like in the Tiguan, like in the Passat, like in the Kodiaq. The DCC Pro system comes into play, meaning the suspension system on the shock absorbers with separate valves for compression and rebound damping. Yes, and that really makes it very, very comfortable to drive through the curves here. And you can clearly notice that when I slightly wiggle the steering wheel a bit, it even sways slightly from right to left. So this is all really geared towards comfort. Cupra states an average fuel consumption of 8.8 liters. All right, we really let loose today. We drove a little bit faster. And now we have a consumption of 11,5 liters. I think that's completely okay for such a large SUV. For a comfortable ride, you need good seats. We definitely have them here with these sport seats on board. I must say, they're not overly sporty, yet they're definitely not too soft either. They offer really great side support and aren't designed too tightly at all. Even if you're a bit broader in the shoulders, I think you'll sit very, very comfortably in here. What it unfortunately doesn't have is a massage function. When it's released, it goes from 0 to 100 in 5.9 seconds. When you have to brake at the serpentines here, the Akebono brake system in conjunction with the electric brake booster creates an incredibly powerful and remarkable combination that's truly impressive. I don't need much force and it decelerates properly here, and with the 6-piston caliper and the large disc, the brake definitely doesn't break a sweat so quickly. Thanks to the Evo platform, we have the latest driver assistance systems on board, including the Travel Assist, which benefits from the new multi-function camera. The integration with the GPS system here really does a great deal to ease the burden on my shoulders when navigating these roads. Yeah, and it almost feels like I'm being magically guided through the curves all by myself. I just need to keep my hands gently on the steering wheel, and it quite effortlessly guides me around these curves. You see this all the way through on your own. I think it's a cool thing. It really makes driving very relaxing. With the Terra market, Cupra seeks to grow more, and Cupra will keep expanding with it. It's an impressive vehicle, and it's such a remarkable quality that even at Cupra, they decided we must offer this to the entire world. The next market they aim to conquer is the United States. And that's precisely what it has been specifically designed for. I'm confident he will find his way. I would be genuinely delighted if you decide to join us on the next path. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and tune in again for the next episode. I say thank you, ciao, and bye, Terramar.